AITA for telling a bride her fiancé was cheating after she uninvited my fiancé for being too pretty? My fiancé, Anna, 28F, is a kind, brilliant, and yes, objectively beautiful woman. It's something I love about her, but it's never been the only thing. For me, her beauty is just the cover of my favorite book. Her kindness is the real story. We've been together for 5 years, and for the last year, we've been happily planning our own wedding. But this story isn't about our wedding. It's about the wedding of Anna's best friend, Jessica, and the series of events that led me to a choice I'm still grappling with. Jessica and Anna have been friends since college. When Jessica got engaged to her fiance, Mike, Anna was one of the first people she called to ask to be a bridesmaid. Anna was thrilled. For months, she was the perfect bridesmaid. She helped with planning, organized the bachelorette party, and listened to endless tearful calls about floral arrangements and seating charts. She was a loyal friend, completely devoted to making Jessica's day perfect. The call came 3 weeks before the wedding. I was in the kitchen making dinner, and Anna was in the living room. I heard her excited, "Hey, Jess, what's up?" followed by a long, long silence. When I heard her speak again, her voice was small and trembling. "Oh, okay, no, I understand. Okay, bye." She hung up the phone and just stood there staring at the wall. I've never seen her look so lost. "What's wrong, honey?" I asked, wiping my hands on a towel and walking over to her. She looked at me, her eyes wide with disbelief and hurt. "Jessica, she uninvited me," she whispered. I was confused. "What do you mean, uninvited? From being a bridesmaid?" "No," Anna said, her voice cracking as a tear rolled down her cheek. "From the wedding. She said I can't come at all." This made absolutely no sense. "Why? Did you two have a fight? What happened?" Anna shook her head, letting out a sound that was half laugh, half sob. She said, she said she's been getting really anxious about the wedding photos, and that she can't have anyone there who will outshine her. Anna looked me straight in the eyes. She told me I'm too pretty, Tom. She said she needs to be the most beautiful person in the room, and my presence would make her feel insecure. So it's better if I just don't come. I was speechless. Of all the Bridezilla stories I've ever heard, this was the most insulting, cruel, and frankly insane thing I could possibly imagine. To do that to a friend? Her best friend? My protective instincts roared to life. I was furious. "Give me your phone," I said, my voice tight. "I'm calling her. No, I'm calling Mike. He needs to know his fiancée is a malicious, insecure bully." "No, don't," Anna pleaded, grabbing my arm. "Please, Tom, don't. It will just make everything worse. It's her wedding. It's her problem." But it was our problem now. Anna spent the evening crying, not with anger, but with the deep, profound hurt of being betrayed by someone she loved. I spent the evening seething. I held her, comforted her, but in the back of my mind, a single thought kept circling. What kind of relationship is so fragile that it can be threatened by a pretty guest? A few days later, after the initial shock wore off, we talked about it again. "There's something wrong there," I said to Anna. "This isn't just about Jessica being insecure. A happy, confident person doesn't do this, and a good partner wouldn't let his fiancée feel this way. Mike should be making her feel like the only woman in the world. Instead, she's so worried about being upstaged that she's willing to burn her oldest friendship to the ground." Anna just sighed, still too hurt to analyze it, but the thought stuck with me. The whole situation felt like a massive red flag, a warning sign for a marriage that seemed doomed from the start. We didn't know it then, but we were about to find out that Jessica's insecurity wasn't the biggest threat to her marriage. It was just a symptom of a much more devastating disease. A week passed in a miserable haze. The wedding was just 2 weeks away, and Anna was doing her best to pretend she was fine, but I could see the hurt lingering in her eyes. She'd see a post from one of the other bridesmaids about a dress fitting and flinch. She was mourning a friendship, and I felt utterly powerless to help. By Friday, I couldn't stand it anymore. "That's it," I announced, grabbing my car keys. "We're going out. We're not going to sit here and let what she did ruin our weekend. I'm taking you somewhere new. No sad thoughts allowed." Anna gave me a weak smile, but she agreed. I drove us to a part of town we rarely visit, a newer, trendier neighborhood full of cocktail lounges and upscale restaurants. I picked a place called the Alchemist's Garden, a moody, beautifully designed bar with dim lighting and lush greenery everywhere. For the first hour, it worked. We ordered elaborate cocktails, talked about our own wedding plans, and I saw the genuine, happy Anna I loved start to reemerge. She was laughing, and the sound was like medicine. It was during our second drink that I made the mistake of casually scanning the room. My eyes drifted over the scattered tables, the couples leaning in close, the groups of friends laughing, and then they stopped. My blood ran cold. In a secluded booth in the far corner, almost hidden behind a large potted palm, was Mike. The groom. And he wasn't alone. He was with a striking blonde woman, and they were leaning across the table, deep in conversation. It might have been innocent, but my gut screamed that it wasn't. I tried to casually turn my body to block Anna's view of that corner. "What is it?" she asked, noticing the change in my expression. "Nothing," I said a little too quickly. "Just thought I saw someone I knew from my old job." But I couldn't look away. I watched as Mike reached across the table and took the woman's hand. He stroked the back of it with his thumb. He laughed, and she laughed with him. It was intimate. It was a date. As I watched in horror, he leaned in further, and she met him halfway. They shared a long, deliberate kiss. It wasn't a friendly peck. It was a deep, passionate kiss between two people who were clearly more than just friends. My heart hammered in my chest. This was so much worse than a Bridezilla's cruel, insecure comment. This was a deep and calculated betrayal. "We have to go," I said suddenly, grabbing Anna's hand. "What? Why?" "I'll explain in the car. Please, we have to go now." She saw the look on my face and didn't argue. I paid the bill in a hurry and we left, walking quickly down the street back to our car. The moment the doors were closed, the silence was deafening. "Tom, you're scaring me." "What happened?" Anna asked. I took a deep breath. "I saw Mike in the bar." "Okay." "He was with another woman, Anna, and they weren't just talking. He was holding her hand. He kissed her, and it wasn't a friendly kiss." Anna just stared at me, processing my words. Her face, which had been so happy just moments before, crumpled. But this time, it wasn't hurt for herself. It was a look of pure shock and pity for Jessica. "Oh my God," she whispered. "Poor Jess." The irony was staggering. The woman who had just stabbed her in the back, and Anna's first thought was, "Poor Jess." The car ride home was a frantic debate. "We do nothing," I said, my anger flaring up again. "This is karma. Jessica was horrible to you. She made you cry for a week. Let her marry the cheating scumbag she deserves. It is not our problem." "How can you say that?" Anna shot back, her voice trembling. "She was awful, yes. What she did was unforgivable. But nobody deserves this. To be cheated on 2 weeks before her wedding? To walk into a marriage that's already a lie? I would never wish that on anyone, not even her." "She won't believe us," I argued. "She'll think we're making it up to get revenge. She'll call you a vindictive liar, and it will hurt you all over again. I won't let that happen." We pulled over to the side of the road, the argument going in circles. We both had valid points. Protecting Anna's feelings was my top priority, but the image of that kiss was burned into my mind. After a few minutes of heated silence, Anna spoke, her voice quiet but firm. "I can't live with myself if we know this and do nothing," she said. "If the situation were reversed, even after everything, I would want her to tell me. It's the right thing to do." I looked at her incredible, stubborn integrity, and I knew she was right. But my other point still stood. "They'll deny it. It will be our word against his. We need proof." An idea, a risky and probably stupid idea, formed in my mind. "Stay here," I said. "Lock the doors. I'll be right back." "What? Tom, where are you going?" "You're right. We have to tell her," I said, my jaw set. "But I'm going to make damn sure she believes us." I left her in the car and walked the 2 blocks back to the bar, my heart pounding with adrenaline. I walked in, keeping my head down, and went straight to the other side of the room, pretending to be looking for the restroom. I pulled out my phone, angled it just right, and took a few quick, clear photos of Mike and the blonde woman, who were now laughing, his arm draped casually around her shoulders. I even managed to capture a short 3-second video of them clinking glasses. I got back to the car, my hands shaking slightly. I had the evidence. I had a digital bomb on my phone. We drove home in silence, both of us understanding the gravity of what we had to do next. The question was no longer if we should blow up Jessica's life. The question was how. The drive home was the quietest it had ever been between us. The photos on my phone felt like a ticking bomb in my pocket. We now had the proof, but that only made the next step feel more real and more terrifying. How do you tell someone their entire future is a lie? If we send it to her directly, she'll shatter her phone before she even really looks at it, I said, thinking out loud as we sat on our couch. She'll delete it and block us and call us monsters, and she'll walk down that aisle and marry him. You're right, Anna agreed, her face pale. We can't be the ones to send it. She can't know it came from us. She'll see it as revenge, not a warning. The solution came to us after a few minutes of brainstorming. It had to be anonymous, and it had to go to someone who Jessica would listen to and trust implicitly. Not her mother, who might try to smooth things over, but her new maid of honor, a level-headed friend named Chloe who had taken Anna's place. I spent 10 minutes creating a new anonymous email address. Something generic like a .concerned.friend88@gmail.com. My hands were steady, but my heart was pounding. I wrote and rewrote the message several times, making it as short and emotionless as possible. We didn't want to seem gleeful or vindictive. We wanted to seem credible. The final version read, subject, for Jessica. Please read. Body, Chloe. I know you are Jessica's maid of honor. I am a friend who wishes to remain anonymous. I believe Jessica deserves to know the truth before she makes a lifelong mistake. This photo was taken last Friday night at the Alchemist Garden Bar. I am so sorry. I attached the clearest picture, the one where Mike was actively kissing the blonde woman. There was no ambiguity, no room for excuses. I hovered my mouse over the send button. Are we sure? I asked Anna one last time. She took a deep breath and nodded. Yes, she deserves to know. I clicked send, and then there was only silence. The next few days were agonizing. We had lit the fuse and run away, and we had no idea if the bomb had gone off. We scanned social media for clues. Everything was normal. Jessica posted a picture of her wedding shoes. Chloe posted about being excited for the big day. For a moment, I was terrified that Chloe had seen the email, deleted it, and decided not to get involved. The first sign of trouble came 5 days later. A mutual friend texted Anna, "Hey, is everything okay with Jess? She's gone completely dark on social media." The next day, we got our answer. Anna's phone rang. It was Chloe. Anna put it on speaker, and we listened with bated breath. Anna, Chloe said, her voice exhausted. I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me. Did you send me an email a few days ago? Anna chose her words carefully. Why are you asking, Chloe? Chloe sighed, a sound heavy with drama. Because I got an anonymous email with a photo of Mike cheating. I showed it to him. He tried to lie at first, but the picture was undeniable. He confessed everything. The wedding is off, Anna. It's all a massive, horrible mess. I felt a huge wave of relief wash over me. It had worked. Mike was exposed. Chloe continued. Jessica is destroyed. She's at her parents' house and won't talk to anyone. But last night, she said something. She said the worst part is knowing she pushed away her only true friend for a man who was laughing at her behind her back. She knows she was a monster to you, Anna. A week later, long after the dust had settled, Anna got one final text message. It was from Jessica. I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't deserve it. But I know that email came from you, and I wanted to say thank you. You were a better friend to me in that one moment than I have been to you in a year. I'm so sorry for everything. We never told anyone that it was us. But some of Jessica's friends have their suspicions and have told me I was an asshole for doing it so cruelly, and that we should have stayed out of it. They think we acted out of revenge, but we believe we saved her from a lifetime of misery with a serial cheater. We gave her the painful truth instead of a beautiful lie. So I have to know, AITA for blowing up a woman's life by exposing her cheating fiancé after she viciously uninvited my fiancé from the wedding.